Carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you. Carnivore, seeing it through, reversed it all, yeah, made it through. Let's stay together strong, me and you.
And good evening. How you guys doing tonight? Monday night, another 3-day, 72-hour fast. Kicking off here, just went over 24 hours. Got to take a picture of my timer. Knew I was forgetting something tonight before I started. So just want to jump into it and get going here. Brian, good evening. It's nice to see you here tonight. Oh, wait, I better do this here. I see Wisecrackers on the other stream, so I'll throw that up there. Wisecracker, good evening. It's nice to see you here too. And it's Carolina Carnivore. What's good today? My mood, actually, surprising for a Monday, I'm in a really good mood. Maybe something to do with ketones. Cosmic Chester, good evening. How you doing tonight, sir? Brian saying hello. Slack, it is so nice to see you here. How are you doing tonight? How's your fast going? Are you having any issues with it, or how's it going? Everybody saying hi. What's up? Brian, you feel like we just saw each other? I don't know. Maybe, I mean, these live streams come together so much. Now, if y'all wondering, I was in with Dr. Kiltz for a Kiltz Health Coach graduation class today. We were in that. Brian was in there. And then we were just in with Carnivore T-shirt Alpha, John Laspina. He was doing his show, so I just left that to start this one here. Now, I want to show my numbers. I forgot to take my ketones when I first woke up this morning. You can see that it was here's 9:17 this morning when I was like, I forgot. So I did. Let me take these down real quick. You can see my blood sugar at that time was 83. My ketones were at 1.0. My Dr. Boz ratio is 83, which is a little bit elevated, but that is over 5 hours later than what I should have been checking it. So I don't know what my ketones were first thing in the morning. And then I generally check at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm fasting. Here's 4:45. Again, I'm late. 72 for my blood glucose and a 1.8 for ketones and a 40 for my Dr. Boz ratio, which is actually pretty good. Then I thought this was kind of interesting. So this is my blood glucose for the day. That bottom line on here, that's at 70. So you see I actually dipped below 70 or right at 70 quite a few times with that. And this is my average for today. My average today is 78 for glucose. That's throughout the day so far. You never know which live stream to click on. You have to look at the end of the live stream. One will show like a little purple phone, and one doesn't. The one that doesn't have that is the one that most of the people are on. Flex says you're 25 hours fasted and you want to eat, but I am not hungry. Good job, Slack. Knowing the difference between wanting to eat, which is a habit, and being hungry is a tremendous win for anybody that's doing fasting. So for those of you that come here often, Select is part of the group that does fasting that I'm part of with Finally Fasting. So Jerome's been on vacation, so it's harder to get in and deal with him. So Select's a guy that does fasting. He doesn't eat a carnivore diet or a vegan diet. He tries to fast to keep his weight in control and stuff, and comes in for accountability. And he asked about my channel last week, so I let him know what it was, and he can come in here anytime. Donna Ray, good evening. How are you doing today? So nice to see you. So I'm going to throw up the slideshow that I had on for last week also. We'll just go over this here real quick. Now, what to expect in the first 24 hours of a 72-hour fast on a carnivore diet or from a fat adaptive perspective. Your metabolic advantage, why it's easier already fat adapted and in ketosis, the body is efficient at burning fat and producing ketones. Minimum glycogen stores due to low carb baseline. Fasting deepens existing ketones instead of forcing a big switch. The results, generally milder symptoms than non-adapted people. That's why it's easier for somebody that's a fat adapted diet person to switch into a fast easier than somebody who's eating a lot of carbohydrates, because our bodies are already tuned to run on ketones and to burn fat. We don't have that energy switch that takes so much time. So for the first 12 hours, your body is digesting your last meal and your insulin starts dropping. And it's normal to have mild hunger at this point. The 12 to 24 hours where we're at right now, your glycogen is low, ketones rise further, and hunger waves, you'll get those coming and going, and possible mental clarity. Autophagy begins increasing, and fat burning starts to accelerate at this point. Common symptoms that you can have, well, you might feel hunger, peaks around 12 to 24 hours, often in waves, and those waves generally come in your normal eating windows that your body is used to. Your energy is usually stable, or if it dips, it's only going to be mild. Headache, irritability. Some people do get really irritable when they're fasting. This often is a sign of electrolyte imbalance, and it's less common. Other effects are the ketone breath, dry mouth, or gut resting. The good news, symptoms tend to be milder for fat adapted individuals, which is most of us. Some of us still eat other ways, and as long as your body is doing good, that's perfect. Positive effects, potential benefits in the first 24 hours, stable or improved mental clarity, ketones as your brain fuel. The ketones don't need insulin to cross the blood-brain barrier, and your brain will run just about entirely on ketones. Your brain only needs 30% of its fuel coming from glucose. The other 70% can be ketones, and it's a much cleaner fuel for your brain. Early increase in autophagy, your cellular cleanup, possible reduction in inflammation signals, and initial water, glycogen weight loss. A few pounds are common. And management tips, how to make it smooth. Electrolytes, very important. Sodium, salt, broth, potassium or magnesium. Hydration, drink plenty of water with electrolytes. You don't want to drink just strictly water, especially if you tend to cramp. You'll flush out all the electrolytes. And even if you're adding in electrolyte, if you mix it too weak, you will continue to flush them out and cramp. I know this from experience. Activity, keep it light. Walking is good. Your mindset. Hunger comes in waves and usually passes. Once you accept that, it makes it easier to hit into the fast. But listen to your body. If you have to break the fast, break it. There's nothing wrong with breaking a fast if your body is telling you that something's not right. Important notes, key reminders, results vary by age, activity level, sleep, and stress. This is general information. Consult a doctor if you have health conditions. One of those specifically would be diabetes. If you're type 1 or type 2 diabetic, you should consult a physician first before trying fasting. The first 24 hours are the setup phase. Many people find later hours are easier. Break the fast gently with a small, easy to digest carnivore meal. And even if you're not a carnivore, breaking it with a carnivore meal helps. The bottom line for someone already fat adapted on carnivore, the first 24 hours of a 72-hour fast are usually manageable. Prioritize electrolytes, hydration, and rest. Your body is well prepared to handle the metabolic shift. So that's one of the big things right there, is having the body prepared for the shift that's going to happen when you're doing this here. Because your body does go through a lot of different things. Brian says, my first 72-hour water fast at 2 p.m. with, oh, you finished your 72-hour fast. I'm sorry. Water fast at 2 p.m. with brisket and a couple of boiled eggs. Awesome. Congratulations on finishing your fast there, Brian. Going to start another 72-hour water fast tomorrow. Going to test in the morning and weigh. Good job. Now, I did weigh myself this morning, and I'm actually really surprised that my weight wasn't higher. Something I brought up in the meeting last night when we had with Larry. A 1-gallon container of water, just the water itself, weighs 8.3 pounds per gallon. We've had really high temperatures here. I drank a lot of water the last 2 days. Saturday morning when I broke my alternate day fast, I was back down to 211. This morning when I weighed myself, I was 215. So I was up 4 pounds, or an equivalent of about a half a gallon of water, which I was surprised I wasn't up higher. So I'm happy with that. It's actually not a bad thing to have. But congratulations on your finishing that fast, Brian. That's a great accomplishment, especially hitting that over the weekend, because you all know I have trouble doing the weekend stuff. Wisecracker. Brian, how'd you cook your brisket? Right? That's the question to ask. How did you cook that brisket? Brian says, Donna Ray, that was nice what you did last night. You're a good person. Okay, what did you do last night, Donna Ray? Everybody knows Donna Ray's a good person, though. Just helping a friend out. Okay. Aaron, hey, good afternoon, evening. Congratulations on becoming a certified Kilts health coach. Proud of you, buddy. Let's see, Brian saying, oh, you cooked in a crock pot for 16 hours. You don't have a smoker. Yeah, got to get one. Those are amazing. Right? Yep, I understood that. Carolina Jester, everybody saying hi. You do brisket in the oven in a catering pan, yeah, with a tight lid, 1 quart of water, 265, 6 hours, gets internal temp to 200. It's not a bad idea. Aaron says he started his fast at 1:30 a.m. Originally it was 11 p.m., but grabbed a piece of cheese. Not sure if I prepared for a fast properly. If I struggle tomorrow, I will end it and turn it into a sardine fast. Well, there's a good backup plan. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah. All right. just went to Carnivore Uncut's lair live when no one wanted to. Ah, if I'd have known he was live, I'd have went on there. That's cool. Nice job. So that's where I am with my fast. I'm just 24 and a half hours into it now. And it's gone really good today. Today was not nearly as stressful as I was thinking it was going to be for work. Mondays, you know, the high temperatures, the heat, my work having issues with heat and stuff. And then a meeting with my boss and one of my coworkers for 6.5 hours. Oh my goodness. I thought it was going to be much worse than that, but it ended up turning out pretty good. Carnivore Uncut is a carnivore who has a YouTube channel. Donna Ray did her first interview with him just the other day. Yeah, Brian says he would have cooked it in the oven, but it's way too hot out. So I'm going to do this. Where the heck's it at? Wrong one. There we go. All right. Fleck, if you're still here, what I'm doing now is I'm going to post the link just like Jerome does in the chat. And I'll bring everybody on at one time instead of just one person at a time. That way you can talk to other people and see how things are going. And so if you want to join in, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't mind. There we go. My mouse and my brain are not working together right now. So I'm having difficulties. If anybody wants to come on screen, say hi, we can do that. Caroline Carnivore is asking Brian, how much brisket and eggs? Just curious. Wisecracker said, discovered something today. I have incredible energy, fasting related. Energy started about 4 hours after I had breakfast, 5 eggs, 1 slice of toast, sour cream, no snacking, and bam, energy. Yes. When your ketones jump up, it is amazing what happens to your body. Good evening, Brian.
Howdy, sir.
Hey, let's go back up here.
It seems that we were following each other around all over the place today.
Right? I think we were.
Very nice. Oh, to Carolina Carnivore, 2 eggs, and it was probably about a half a pound. I didn't want to push it and get sick, so
Yeah.
but it was wonderful. I would have done it in the oven, but it's too hot here, and we have the air conditioner turned up a little bit, or I guess it'd be down. I don't know.
Yeah. You have it turned down so it's cool. Yeah. And see, and that's the nice thing about having a smoker is you can put a brisket on outside and it's outdoors. You ain't got to worry about heating up the house.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
on my
Brian,
list.
you had a gun, but you were in the sauna?
Yeah. I saw Donna on there and I went, oh no. And then I heard her talking and Dina told me what was going on. I was in the sauna. So, yeah. Lance, do you have a sauna?
Well, today I had a sauna. It's called my car.
That doesn't count.
And yesterday, you know, it made it to 102 degrees here yesterday. I guess I saw it today was just 97. But man, my car
We need to get you a sauna.
all day. It was hot.
We need to get you a sauna.
I do. I like saunas.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to get a hot tub again. I just moved my hot tub all the way. We haven't had it hooked up since we lived here. I just moved it off the little cement slab that we have that on. Cleaned that off, pressure washed it, and set up a pool for my granddaughters. So they got that area now. But I love the hot tubs, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
20 below zero, you go out and sit in a hot tub that's 104 degrees. Nothing like it.
I had one the last year that that I lived at home and or at
Yeah.
my parents' house. And during the winter, you'd get in and your hair would be frozen and you felt wonderful. It was wonderful and sit out in that thing for several hours.
Oh yeah. I love sitting in a hot tub in the cold. Well, Aaron, you have a great night. I hope they have a great game. Cindy, hello. How are you doing today? Nice to see you here. Wisecracker says, then you had cheese and roast beef from Aldi's, and bam, energy went away. Got to ask yourself what was in the cheese and what was in the roast beef. Was it braised in seed oil? Did it have too much carbohydrates in it? It's
I
amazing
was
when you get
really
those ketones up.
I was really shocked about how fast the inflammation came back after I had that one can of sardines with soybean oil. It was
Ooh,
just almost right away. The next day, I was feeling it all over, and I when I went back and looked at the ingredients, I went, "Oh man!" And it's a
right?
brand I always get, and they've always been clean. So I don't know.
Yeah. Donna Ray is saying here that Carnivore cuts a new channel, and she interviewed him last night or last week. But yeah, it's funny how quick when you eat something, if you once you've done the elimination portion of the carnivore diet and you've gotten rid of everything, you've done 30 days beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, you add something back in that your body doesn't like, it tells you right away. And
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I've I thought about doing a longer fast on this one, but I thought, you know what? The wife put in that brisket, and I've spent the last 16 hours smelling that sucker. And I thought,
Right?
okay, I can wait that extra hour and do that. And now I'm going to go back into it. I've had horrible brain fog and just exhausted, and that's all leftovers from COVID. It was just
Yeah.
it caught me. I don't know what brought it on was when I got sick. What was that? A couple of weeks ago. I don't know
Right.
if that let the boogeyman back in the house, but I was hurting. I've been pretty bad for the last 3 days.
Yeah, that really sucks when that happens. I know it. My wife has hit that cold and stuff every once in a while. She doesn't get it nearly as bad as she used to or we used to, but when it does hit her, it hits her pretty hard. Oh, Donna Ray is saying that Carnivore Uncut is interviewing her on Thursday. Is it going to be a live stream or are you going to be edited on that? Do you know, Donna Ray? Now, Wisecracker says 100 degrees in Michigan Upper Peninsula today. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? And Aaron went to the gym earlier and went into the sauna after. Awesome. It's nice to have that heat when you after you get done going to the gym and stuff. I've always enjoyed that. Multitasking. Yep. Aaron, good evening. How are you today? I missed
Iron
that she just released a video and she had it as a not a live but what do you call the other
premiere
one? Premiere.
premiere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was still at work so I wasn't able to do that.
I caught the last probably quarter of that, and I was I didn't see it or anything, and then that I was just flipping through the channels and it popped up.
Yeah. No, I saw it when I was getting ready to leave my work to come home. I saw that she had the premiere, and I'm like, missed it. Aaron says he just realized he's got a few cans of sardines and seed oils. I wonder if rinsing them off will help.
Nope.
I didn't think it would either. They're infused with it by that time, but I don't know. I don't know how much it'll hurt. One thing you'll know for sure, Aaron, is when you eat them, you'll know how your body reacts to them the next day. And why Carnivore Explained is in here. So I'm live again. That's awesome. You're a good example for me. Thank you very much. I've just started going live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Enjoy talking about it and listening to others who have been healed by the carnivore diet. Right? That's what I'm talking about. And that's why I do this here. Well, I do these here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday now for accountability because this is my 4th week doing the 72-hour fast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and my 3rd week of doing the lives for accountability. It just makes it easier for me to stay accountable if I have to come on here and tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Dean had a really good interview with Dave Mack. Dave came on his show. I think it was about a week ago. I've been going to his channel. I bumped into it by accident, and I started going and caught a live. I really enjoy. He sets it. Some of his things are where he's going to the gym and has a conversation. It's a pretty good channel.
I'm gonna have to watch some of his videos. And Aaron says just cut up a brisket and leg of lamb for the kids. It looks so delicious. If there's leftover for you tomorrow. Are you fasting, Aaron? Or no, it's past your eating window, isn't it? You're sticking to the noon eating window right now? And that's actually done really good for your ketones.
I'm curious to see what my numbers are in the morning, especially since I ate tonight.
See, what I keep forgetting to do is I forget to bring my Keto Mojos in my laptop bag for work. If I don't put that thing in the bathroom, I forget the TOT.
I think it's time to buy another one.
One for the house and one for everywhere else. Yeah. Yeah, it might be.
Or you can be like Dr. Boz and hold them both up at the same time.
Right. One for the glucose and one for the ketones.
Yeah.
All this talk of brisket getting you hungry, Aaron. See, and I actually watched Beard Meats Food today. Watched one of his videos at lunchtime. Shh, don't tell my boss I was in a meeting with him.
I felt like I went through another door. I always call my journey, and there's doors you come up on and you can go through them or not. And I felt about a week ago, and I was talking to my wife about it. And I said, when I make all the carnivore extra stuff, I don't feel good when I eat. But when I eat just strict butter, bacon, eggs, and beef, I feel wonderful. So I think something happened a month or two ago, and I've changed.
Once, and it does happen. I know you've been fasting. You've been doing different fasts. You did a 14-day fast, didn't you? Water fast.
The longest water fast I did was 7, but the sardine was 21.
Sardine was 21 and 7-day fast. I had one of my big resets off of a 7-day fast. My first 7-day fast reset my internal thermostat where I got warm again. And it was something that was actually, I noticed it like 2 days after I ended the fast. I was just always warm again, which was really cool because I'd been cold all winter. So
Yeah,
there are different things that happen on a fast when you hit them. Donna Ray says she's going to be on at 6 p.m. Eastern with Carnivore Uncut. Awesome. And it's going to be alive. Erin says it was supposed as a surprise premiere. She had to make space on her phone. Yes. I understand how that works. I was thinking that last night when I was in here. I should delete some of my older videos off of StreamYard so I can continue to make videos because I'm pretty sure I'm getting full again. Aaron says he'll try at a specific time just to track how you feel and watch your numbers. Yeah, and that's the best thing to do with those, Aaron. That way you can understand exactly any implications that it has having a seed oil again.
Journal it because you'll forget it if you don't write it down. Just like everything.
Yeah,
My job, if we didn't document it, it didn't happen, and that doesn't matter if the person's arm was laying on the ground. If we didn't write it down, it didn't happen.
correct. And Carnivore, why Carnivore explains says he's trying OMAD and seeing progress. I think I'm similar to you because I got down to 200 and hit the brick wall. Yeah, I've been at that spot, man. And it seems like so I want to get down to 190 and under to have a buffer, and that's where I want to do. I want to hit that 200-pound mark so I am no longer considered overweight. And then I want to get down to that 190 so I can have that fluctuation and not worry about getting up there again. We're on a very similar path. Wisecracker says, Aaron, I got one portioned up in a freezer, $6 a pound. You add water and get gelatin that you add in dry burger. Makes it so good. I did that over the weekend. I took not a brisket. I took just a cheap steak that was down to $6 a pound, and I bought 3 pounds of it, and I ground it up, and I made my own, ground beef and my own burgers. Absolutely best taste ever. And I doctored it up just a little bit. I threw in 6 pieces of bacon. Just for
You
hell of
showed
it.
me Larry's channel, didn't you, the other night?
I did. I shared that on Larry's channel.
Yeah, I was watching that, and that was the first night of the the fast. Thank you.
Oh, well, I got home today and I went, I'm just out of habit. I go to my fridge and I open it up, and I made some yesterday for my wife, and her leftovers are sitting right there on top. I'm like, huh, those taste good. Shut the fridge and walk away because I'm not going to break my fast yet.
Yeah. What do you break your fast with bone broth? Anything else?
The last couple I've done with bone broth, I used to do it with bacon and eggs. I do 2 over easy eggs and then 4 pieces of bacon. I've stopped eating eggs and I've noticed that my sinuses are more clear. My nose would start running whenever I ate eggs.
I
So I
saw
figure I'm
that.
having a histamine reaction.
I saw that the other day. Have you thought about separating the yolks from the whites and cooking the yolks and trying that? Because they
I
say a lot of
haven't.
the are the whites.
Correct. And I just figured if I gave it up for a while, we'll see what happens.
See what happens.
Carolina Carnivore, am I worried so much fasting with the trumpet? No, I'm not. Not at all. That's one of the things that I think it's in my slides that I'll have tomorrow. Talks about that specifically because when your body gets to a certain point and you're fasting, the ketones help to protect your muscle mass, so you're not going to lose it. In order for that to actually happen like that, you have to lose the majority of your actual body fat, and I still have plenty to deal with.
Yeah.
Still got these love handles on the side here. They're still pretty big. Yeah, Erin says she ate at noon. You've been doing really good at that eating window, and it's been really good to your blood sugars and your ketones, except for those pork rinds and the fat that you had, huh? Carnivore Ron. Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? It's nice to see you in here.
All right.
Wisecracker, 1 quart of water while it cooks with the lid on. Probably steams it pretty good and gets that temperature up there really fast, huh? How does it for tenderness, though? That's what I always worry about with brisket.
I came across a site on Facebook, and it was smoking. And right now, they're all smoking salmon, so they must be salmon time there. And man, oh man, giant salmons, just beautiful.
Yeah. And wild caught salmon is so good.
Yeah.
And Donna Ray is saying, Aaron, I was afraid you keep missing it and never eat again. She kept missing her eating windows last week. But she's shown really good metabolic flexibility because she can go right into a fast and not mess up with her ketones and her blood sugars, which is really good.
Well, consistency too is a lot of people will go, "Oh, I missed that. I'm going to go ahead and eat. It's all right." But
Right.
every time I hear her talking about it, she's on point.
She is. She's doing great. And Erin said she was going to fast today. Then she made bacon.
That'll do it.
It will. And I don't blame you for that. All right. Hot tub time. That's what I'm talking about. I need to make an old fashioned hot tub.
Have you seen those wooden ones that the actual firebox is in the water? It looks like, and they heat them with wood.
No, I haven't.
Those are kind of interesting, and they're nowhere near as expensive as the other ones. But I mean, there's no bubbles or anything like that, and it's just, and then you probably can have the water for a little bit, and then you drain it out and refill it.
Yeah. I don't like the bubbles anyway. When I sit in a hot tub, I like to just get down to my chin and just soak in the heat. I don't like all the bubbles and all that other stuff in there. It just drives me nuts.
Ron and Patrick was talking about that 104, and you get the some of the same benefits as the sauna.
Yep. And Why Carnivore Explains says, thank you, Brian. Appreciate the nice words about his channel. And they'll be interviewing Adam Lacey on the 22nd of July at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Nice.
The night I stumbled on him, apparently Adam had mentioned him in one of his videos, and there was a ton of people in there just from that. But
yeah.
I didn't see Adam's stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen Adam's channel for a while. He's been so busy doing stuff with Healing Humanity, he really hasn't been putting out much on his channel at all. Aaron says, I ran out of time for Forgiveness Monday. Was thinking of doing after I get home tonight, but will be about 9-ish. Yeah. 9-ish your time, I might be in bed or shortly after. But if you did it, I'd come on for a few minutes, just chat and say hi. And Ron's going for his walk before sunset. Yeah, I'm not going to walk right now. It's too darn hot out. But I do have a pool in the backyard now. I can go hang out in the backyard. Adam Lacey is the cameraman for Healing Humanity that travels with Carrie Mann. So there's always two of them there, and one's Carrie, one's Adam Lacey. He's the cameraman, the digital portion of the duo. And he has his own channel. It's Carnivore Today. So he actually healed from a traumatic brain injury on the carnivore diet. Aaron's learning of all these different people. More people that you meet, more channels. Yeah. There's so many people out there that are doing their own channels now, and it's actually really cool. I like it.
Yeah, you have to walk around, because if you don't, you're going to miss something important.
Yeah. You get salmon off Lake Ontario? Awesome.
Aaron, you really need to tell me where you live and when you're going to be there.
Right? You didn't realize I still had weight to lose. You only seen from the waist up. And well, I'm 6'3". I'm still 200, and this morning 15 pounds. But I know a good portion of that was a water weight from 211 from last Wednesday. I still have weight to lose. I still got enough fat on here. I'm good. Once I get down to my goal weight, I don't plan to fast as much, but alternate day fasting once or twice a week is going to be a real thing with me because I enjoy getting those ketones up.
I
Falls
fast.
apart.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to read a comment here. Wisecracker says it falls apart, water and brisket. After it cools in the fridge, it gives you meat tallow and the gelatin. Yep. Too much water and no gelatin. Awesome. I'm going to have to try that.
A non-scale victory, and I just noticed it. I've got my TV on and I'm watching that and seeing the comments. But my Fitbit, I got it for Christmas, and the little black strap thing was all the way up at the top. And if you can see there, it's moved that much. It's just Christmas.
That's awesome. That's actually really cool. I like those kind of bands too. That's my band on my watch is similar. It's just the magnet.
Yeah. When I first
And
saw it, I didn't think it'd work too good, but I haven't had any problems, and I love this band. I couldn't take the plastic one. I kept on getting rashes with it.
and that's the same thing I have happen to me with those plastic ones too. I get the rash on them. I found this one here for my Fitbit. Now this isn't the one, but about the same as you. When I started on the carnivore diet, I had maybe a quarter inch, half inch max that it went through that loop. So it just had enough to come over and clasp onto it. And now I've got inches on here. It's amazing how much you lose on this diet.
I on Saturday, this Saturday coming up, it'll be my 1 year that I started documenting everything, and I just finished my first year on DDPY. But
Yep.
I write a post every day for the last year, and Saturday is the last one. I'm going to take a picture of my coat right before I started, and I haven't put it on or even messed with it, so I'm kind of curious because the coat was tight and I couldn't zip it, but I had to get it
Yep.
because I had to go to a doctor's appointment.
I understand that. Uncle Charlie swung by to say hi. He's heading over to Carnivore Talk with Bob at 8 o'clock or in about 3 minutes. I appreciate you stopping by, Uncle Charlie. Wisecracker said you'll be right back, Uncle Charlie. And Prod, next time you'll eat having bratwurst and eggs. Unfortunately, the brats are processed, but I know they keep me full and are cheap. And there's nothing wrong with that either, Select. Eating, what the hard part about that, and it's a hard part for a lot of people to understand, the bratwurst isn't the bad part. It's the bun that goes with it. That's the bad part that's bad for your body. So it's not a bad thing to eat bratwurst. And the worst bratwurst that you're going to eat is better for you than any of the bread that you're going to eat with it.
Yeah.
The fat that's in it, the animal fat, is what's keeping your body satiated. That helps with your hunger signals that tell you that you're satisfied. And that's what your body is craving. That's what your body needs. So,
Well,
don't
and you can
complain.
find cleaner bratwurst now.
Yep.
There's a lot more options, and it's also a lot cheaper. So,
Oh, yeah.
Kim Day had a video, and it was on how to do carnivore on a budget. It was a pretty good video.
Yeah. Dr. Ken Berry, MD, he's got some great videos on how to do a low carb diet cheap, and it works. But yeah, bratwurst and eggs, great. Heck, even as a carnivore, I still eat hot dogs and I eat beef franks and stuff like that. I just try to get the ones that have no carbs in them or less than 2 carbs per dog. And I don't have problems with most of them. I look at them to make sure that they don't have any hidden seed oils or sugar in them. Actual like cane sugar or some of the other ones that they have in there, no maltodextrin in it and stuff like that. With
Some
those,
of the,
yeah, because some of those are terrible. Carolina Carnivore, I haven't wanted to set a goal weight because I don't believe that weighing a specific weight means you're at optimal weight once you hit that specific weight. No, I agree. And I look at the high end of, for me, is 200 pounds. And I'm fine being 200 pounds. I just want to stay under that 200-pound range because one of these days I'm going to go back to my doctor and get some blood tests. And I want to step on the scale while I'm wearing clothes and be under 200 pounds just so I can smile at her when she comes in, looks at that, and sees that I've lost that much weight on a diet that she said was not healthy for me. Because I'm a jerk sometimes.
you know, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's all right to rub it in people's face, especially if they were, you know what, before.
Yeah. She did help me come off my last blood pressure medication, so I do have to give her that.
Yeah.
But she was not happy with me, and I was not doing anything good for my body, with according to her. So
I would love to in a year run into my previous doctor. She was rotten to the bone, and I should have fired her 10 years ago. But my new doctor, and when I first went in and I told him what I was up to and what I was thinking, and I hadn't told him about the carnivore, and he gave me that look, and I've seen 1,000 times. So it's okay. Let's, you know, I've seen this 1,000 times, and you're not going to do this. And then when I started showing numbers, he started getting interested, and he's asked questions. So I'm good with him.
that's good. Getting somebody in that field to start asking you questions and learning, it's piquing their curiosity, and it may change how they help other people. And that's what sharing our stories is all about. Carolina says, I guess what I'm asking is, what are you using to determine my goal weight? Hopefully it's not the government recommended based on height. There's a bunch of different ones. And actually my goal weight that I want at 190, it's just what I want. What? Aaron says, let me in down here. But I graduated high school. I was like at 172. I joined the military. I was at 177. When I got out of the military, I was right around 200 pounds. I want to be just under that. That's the time in my life where I felt the best. And that's why I want to be there. And I know the 200 mark is the BMI weight for me at 6'3". I'm actually 6'3.5", so just a little bit above that is all right. I used to be 6'4". At 6'4", 205 is a normal weight for me. I was thinking, I've got one of those inversion tables where you can tip yourself upside down and release the pressure in your spine and stuff. I've been thinking about doing that so I can grow that other half inch so I can be 6'4" again. Think that'll work?
When I first set my goal weight, I mean, there wasn't any rhyme or reason for it, but it was a goal and something to work towards. And I thought, you know, I'll be happy if I hit it. And now, about halfway through this journey, I said, you know, my body's going to tell me where it's happy, and what's going on there?
Aaron, I think you got your camera on the other way.
Oops. Hold on. Hold on. Camera. There we go.
There you go.
I didn't know I had it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So it did look funny.
There you are.
Yep. I
You
am
know, you
here. Now we have.
gradually get out of control.
Hey, it's my first day using a phone here. Come on.
So Select says here that he's just having the meat. He was just saying there's a lot of ingredients in the meat besides the pork, and there is. You know, having anything like a processed food like that, it's not the best, but it's better than having most of the other foods that you're going to find out there. As long as it's a true meat-based food, I think you're good.
I'm all about doing this on the budget myself. If I have to eat deli meat, I eat deli meat. If I have hot dogs, I have hot dogs.
Right.
I'm about, what's going to work for me. Spam, hey, I'll do this. I have a bunch of spam sitting there. I haven't had any in a while, but I'll definitely do it. And maybe it slows down my results, but honestly, it really doesn't hinder me that I've ever seen. I don't think it does any worse for me than when I have a Diet Coke.
You're right. It doesn't. And speaking of, that healthy food that you just mentioned, these are spam fries. I make these
Yeah, I
for
saw
my
when you
wife.
made those. Yep,
These
I got to
things-
do that. I got to do that.
What is it?
You throw these in the air fryer and get them crispy. They are absolutely delicious. And
Yeah.
as a carnivore, there's nothing wrong with spam fries.
Exactly.
If you can't make this work, you're not doing it right. There's 1,000 things you can do. Managers discount sales. Make friends with the butcher. Make friends with the store clerks, and they'll tell you when a sale's coming up or when there's a closeout. Dina got 18 ribeyes a little bit ago, and they came out to I think about $4 a pound, and
Wow.
Wow.
unbelievable. But if you don't look around and then you're dogmatic, that's the problem with what goes on. Is you got a lot of people saying, "Oh, we need to get all these people," but then you're dogmatic.
Yeah.
I cannot stand watching somebody that's rigid, and the best thing that I can ever do is to modify. Even within doing the fast, I modify.
Right.
Because I set the goal, and then I get into it and I go, well, this isn't doing what I do. And then I change it and I stop feeling bad about it.
Correct. And that's the whole thing is I've said this many times, we all have our own path that we have to follow.
Yep. Those manager specials are great. Unfortunately, like I don't have much for like grocery stores around me. So like Aldi, very rarely do I ever see them do it. But when they open, I'm normally working. So it's not even like I can get there. And that's like my problem when I work so early in the morning to get to these stores when they have them. Maybe if I'm lucky once a week, I can try and get to a store, and it's like pick which store and hope for the best,
Right.
But we don't get a lot of milk. I see all these people saying, "Oh, I'm getting meat on sale." Where I live, we don't get a lot of meat sales. Very rarely. Like that Aldi, when I bought the Wagyu ground beef for like $4.99 a pound, that was fantastic. That was cheaper than buying regular 70/30, at Walmart.
Yeah.
But you can definitely find a way to make it work, and that's kind of like what I liked about Dr. Barry when I started. He talked about do it on a budget, eat the cheapest hot dog you can find. It's still better than the best bag of potato chips you're going to buy.
And that's absolutely true. And that was my big vice before I started this was those potato chips. Oh my goodness, that was terrible.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to someone. They're like, "Oh, I need to have my salad." I'm like, "Do you really like salad?" They're like, "Oh, I love salad." I'm okay. Well, let's just get a bag of lettuce, put it on a plate, and eat it. Well, I'm going to put stuff on it. Well, do you like the salad, or do you like the dressing, the cheese, the crouton, whatever you're putting on there?
Yeah, you
What do
like
you really
all the other
like?
stuff on there. You don't like the salad.
Exactly.
You like everything else that you're adding to it.
Yeah, everything makes the lettuce taste better. And don't get me wrong, I love a good Caesar salad, I love having the crunch with the Caesar dressing, but I like the dressing more than I like the salad. But that's the only time I use Caesar dressing. Maybe on a little chicken once in a while.
Yeah. Well, with the outbreak that's going on right now with the lettuce, I wouldn't eat any of it.
So what is this outbreak? I am not one who stays up to date on the news. You guys they were talking about some outbreak with veggies or something at the graduation. Yeah. So I don't know about this. What's happening?
I can't remember which one it is or what it's called, but it's affecting people in 31 states right now.
Okay.
And it's basically you eat the lettuce or whatever the veggie that has it, and you're going to be spending the next few days in the bathroom.
Have they determined like where it's like coming from, or is that what they just don't know?
No, I just heard about it today.
Okay.
So I haven't found out any more information other than that there's something going around and it's in veggies.
Well, and if it's that many states, you would think it would have to be like one of the bigger names out there, you know?
Right.
Like, not that I buy a lot of vegetables, but I love going to like a local farmer's market or something and getting stuff. So I don't have to worry about that. But for that many states, you like Dole or something comes right to my mind, you know? I think that's Dole. Dole has lettuce, right? I think. I don't know. I don't buy it anymore.
I don't either. But they do. Yeah, they do. They have the bags of lettuce that's already shredded and stuff. And it's Carolina Carnivore says, how about this perspective, though? So many say they have a channel for accountability. However, if someone says something that doesn't affirm them, they label the accountable person as a troll or dogmatic. A lot of people do. And it's like my friend Slack here, he doesn't eat carnivore. He eats whatever it is that he wants to eat. But he's trying to make his life better by fasting, and that's what this accountability is for. And I have no problem with Slack coming in here and talking with us and sharing. If he wanted to come on, I'd bring him on. When we do this stuff with Jerome, Slack does come on and he does share with Jerome.
And I don't think everyone needs to do carnivore. I don't think like. Yes, that's great. I mean, if people can succeed on it for a long time, that's great. I don't think most people need to go to that extreme, you know, because it really is. I mean, it's a big change. It's a big mindset. And, you know, a lot of people do beat themselves up. You know, people make them feel bad. Like when Larry was saying he was in that Carnivore Christ group or something, that he was leaving that group. Whatever it was, like people shame you if like, I didn't know any better when I first was like, you know, taking part in Steak and Butter Gang. I put a big picture of this nice little big steak that I made. It had a little bit of veggie on the side. And when I say minimal, like a little bit of pepper and onion on the side. And oh my God, I got ripped apart. I'm like, okay, well, guess what community? I'm never walking in again. And to this day, I really have no interest in going to that group. Just because, like, hey, I'm new here. You knew I was new here. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know that little piece of veggie on the plate was gonna like. It's one thing if they just like correct. Hey, we don't put like that. This is just. I'm like, hey, that's fine. But people ripped me a new one, and I'm like, you know what? And maybe that's giving me a bad taste for Bella in general. And I watch some of her stuff, but I really don't. I won't go out of my way ever. And people say it's a great group, but I mean, like that one bad seed, or well, it was more than one, completely turned me off of it. I'd rather be in a community that, hey, we accept everybody. You know, like you're not perfect, and even like Dr. Kilt says in the mornings now, like we gotta welcome our keto brothers and sisters. You know,
Absolutely.
To expand and do it. You know, that was just, you know, a big negative. You know, unfortunately. You know, every time I see something, like I see some things for Bella that are great and I like, then there's always a few odd things that I feel like it's just attacking, and I don't like attack stuff. I don't like people attacking others. I don't like being attacked, but I don't like it when others are attacking others because of their lifestyle, their diet, you know. I just think it's just a big turn off for me. But everyone's welcome to come and visit me in my channel. I accept everybody.
Yeah, we both do. I don't care. You know, You saw us, we talked with Luke, Captain Carnivore.
Yep.
We were there. We were talking with Radioactive. That person's a
Mhm.
vegan. And, we listened to that person. We talked with that person, and there's no problems with it. And Carolina Carnivore says, I definitely believe in grace and mercy, but I also see habitual behaviors leading to the same results as well. And that's the part of the accountability that what we're trying to do here is if you can come on here and be accountable for your actions and what you're doing, to learn from what you're doing, to make it so that you can get to that next point, to that next level, that's what it's about. I don't always have the best fast. This accountability live stream has been helping me to maintain my fast to be able to do this here. And this is my accountability, and this is my strength that I'm using is this fast. If that helps you maintain your fast, that's what this is all about. And habit, it's one of the hardest things to do with a fast is get over the habit of eating.
Well, and if it helps you is what's key. It's, it helps you maintain it as well. Like, I always say, like, when I started my videos last year, like, I was doing it weekly to hold myself accountable. So I was being honest with myself. If I helped someone, I helped someone. But I noticed as I got away from doing that every week, they were getting boring and stale. I had to change it up. But, I slipped a little bit, maybe doing some things that I wouldn't have done. And, and getting back to doing videos again on a regular basis is really helping me get refocused as well. Now, especially when I'm trying to fine tune everything.
Right. And then Brian says on Carnivore, you need to know your why.
Uh-huh.
My why has always been my family. I want to be here for my grandkids, for my kids, and for my wife.
Yep.
They're my why.
Sitting right next to me right now.
Yep. They're the
She
most
is
important
listening
people
away.
in my life.
Oh, yeah. No offense,
All
Lance.
right.
You'd be rather listening to 97 Rock in radio than your voice. But, hey, I'm driving. I get to choose.
That's amazing. I appreciate that, Aaron. Well, it's been just over an hour, so I'm going to let everybody go. Drive
Alrighty,
safe,
sir.
Aaron. You have a great night. Everybody have a great night. Think about what you're doing. Tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll do this here for the 24 to 48 hours segment. And you'll have a great night.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.